Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today what I'm going to be talking about is my top 5 favorite foundations from the drugstore, and I'm going to go over each foundation and tell you why I like them and what I like about them. Hopefully it will help you be able to pick out which foundation that you would like to purchase from the drugstore. Just to let you guys know, this is a collab with Beauty by Cherie. I love her channel so much. I think she is absolutely amazing. She does the best makeup tutorials. She is stunningly gorgeous and she's very knowledgeable about makeup, so I know you guys will really enjoy her channel. I will have it linked down below along with her video because she's also going to be doing her top 5 drugstore foundations, so then you get 10 drugstore foundations to choose from, unless we name some of the same ones, which we probably will. I just want to announce one more time that I will be at BeautyCon LA. It is this Saturday, which will be tomorrow. I'm so excited, and if you're going to be there, be sure to tweet me. I will be live tweeting while I am there, so just be sure to shoot me a tweet and you can find me in all the madness. But that is it for the rambling. We're going to jump right in with my favorite foundations from the drugstore. To begin this video, you guys already know I'm going to mention this, so I'm going to go ahead and knock it out, get it over with. It is the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch Foundation. I bought this. I did a first impressions on it, so I have a whole video on it, but I love this foundation so much simply because it is so lightweight yet covers so much, and it feels so amazing on the skin. This foundation is just absolutely wonderful. You need to be sure to shake it up really well, and I actually got the color in 75 Beige, which is a little bit light for me, but I do bronze it up so it works perfectly. I wish I would have bought it a shade darker, knowing that I was going into summertime when I bought it. This does have SPF 20 in it, so it is sure to protect your skin for the sun, and that's just another thing I love about this foundation, and especially for summertime. This has definitely been one of my go-tos. You guys have seen me use this in a bazillion tutorials because I just love it, and it's just one of those foundations that I constantly reach for because I always love the finish that it puts on my face. It isn't a very thick coverage foundation, so if you are looking for that, I don't think this is going to be your friend, and I wouldn't recommend using this foundation to build up coverage. I think if you started building up coverage, I think it might get a little bit oily, so you might just want to leave it with your one fresh coat, and this works really well blended out with your hands, so you don't really have to use a beauty blender or a brush with this. Moving on. The next one that I want to mention is definitely a new one for me that I have been experimenting with the past week, and I really have genuinely been enjoying it a lot. I thought it was going to be a lot different than what it actually is. I just saw the packaging, so I passed it a few times, but I finally picked it up, and I have been really enjoying this foundation. This is the Visible Lip by L'Oreal Blur Foundation, and it is kind of a neat foundation because it's almost like a cream and like something liquidy like this mixed together. So it's a really neat formula in this foundation. It diffuses out really nicely on the skin. It does have SPF 18 in it, so it is good for summertime because it will protect your face. The color I have this one is 209 True Beige, and it is a really good foundation. It does run around $8 or $9. It isn't that expensive from the drugstore because some of those foundations from the drugstores are getting up to like $25, and I'm like, girl, you better calm down. It almost feels like it has a little bit of a silicone base in it. As far as oily skin goes, I don't know that this one's going to be your best friend. I think if you have normal to dry skin, I think this one might work a little bit better for you. My T-zone does seem to get a little bit oily with this one, but throw on a translucent powder over it and it is perfection. That snap did not work. It is perfection. I do recommend shaking this foundation as well, and I know that sounds kind of weird, but it does seem to build up and get a little bit liquidy if you don't shake it up. So I just give it a big pat right before I start to apply it, just like this one. I do enjoy this one, and I do want to recommend it to you guys. It does have great coverage, it does have the sunscreen, and it does feel amazing on the skin. My next one is a CoverGirl foundation. I'm sure all of you guys have heard of this one, the True Blend foundation. The color I wear this one in is number 455, and this is like perfection color for me. I do like this foundation a lot. The consistency of this foundation is just a little bit thinner, but the nice thing about it is buildable, so you can build up a really good coverage with this foundation. So I have been really enjoying it, and I have to tell you, I love the pump bottle. I'm a sucker for a pump bottle. I just feel like they're very hygienic, and I feel like they're just so easy to use, and you don't get too much product out with it. You can blend this one out with a brush or a beauty blender, which is really nice to have that option. With this foundation, I just feel like it sets really well on the skin, and I feel like it just goes into my skin so nicely, making me have like more of a natural finish rather than I have on foundation kind of finish, you know what I mean? If you set this one with a translucent powder, I think you'll end up with an absolutely flawless finish, guys. I will warn you, because I've made the terrible mistake of laying this one down on its belly, that the foundation will start to come above the rim of it and pour out. So now every time I pump it, foundation like pushes up in here because it got stuck all in here. So I definitely recommend setting this one right on its top. I do love this foundation a lot, and I do recommend it to you guys. Even with oily skin, I think it would work well with you guys. Just be sure to set it with not a foundation powder, but some type of translucent mineral powder. My next foundation is the Neutrogena's Shine Control Makeup Foundation. Neutrogena's foundation is just so good about being oil free. So those of you struggling with acne, I definitely always recommend Neutrogena products. We always did at the dermatologist that I work for. This one again has sunscreen in it. It has the SPF 20, so this is a really good summertime foundation to throw on. This one does have medium coverage, and it does set nicely on the skin as well. It is a liquid foundation, so it does blend out very well with a brush or a beauty blender. Kind of a thicker consistency of liquid foundation, and it's actually, because of that, it's rather hard. If you can see this, it's rather hard to get out of the bottle because the consistency of this foundation is not that liquidy. It's actually kind of creamy. Listen how long I'm talking to you guys, and this stuff it's not even budging. So you have to give this one a good bang. They definitely should have put a pump on this bottle, but the color I have this one in is 50 Soft Beige, and it is such a great color for my skin tone. I definitely love this color. As far as shine control goes, I don't necessarily see anything super special about shine control in this one, but again, I love the way it sets on the face. It is actually a pretty heavy coverage foundation, and it is definitely buildable. So it's supposed to have the rice protein complex in it, which is supposed to be able to help absorb some of the oil, and I do notice that this foundation does seem to do that just a little bit. I don't notice some dramatic miracle with this foundation, but I do notice a little bit of help with the shine control, because I get super oily in my T area right here, especially just like literally in the unibrow. This is like my oil splurge spot. I don't know why, but it is. But it's supposed to have the rice protein complex in it, which is supposed to be an ingredient to help absorb some of the oil. So yeah, this is their Shine Control Foundation by Neutrogena, and I do like it a lot. It does help a little bit with the oil controlling. I don't think it's a miracle worker again, and the actual formula is a really nice finish, and it is pretty heavy coverage foundation. So if you guys have a lot to cover up or just feel better with the foundation that covers a lot, I recommend this guy to you. Last but not least is the Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation. This is the heaviest coverage foundation. I don't even know like what this stuff is made of. I don't know how they created it, but it's really nice because it being a very heavy foundation, it isn't oily at all. This is a mousse foundation, so it actually blends out very well with a damn beauty blender or your fingers really, but you want to really work this in with your fingers to be sure that you have it blended out really well all over the face, because it's such a thick foundation. But the color I have this one is way too light for me right now, so that's why you guys never see me grab this one. You probably will see me grab this a little more in the winter, but this is the 200 Soft Beige, and I bought this in the winter, so it was perfect for my skin tone then. This is definitely one of those foundations you want to stick to probably maybe for like a nighttime look where you're doing a little bit heavier makeup, because this is heavy coverage. If you're not careful and you just get too much of this, you can kind of look like a cake face, so you have to be really careful with this stuff and use it sparingly. I think it is an absolutely amazing foundation for the price too. This is a very inexpensive foundation, and just how much it covers, and it doesn't get oily. I think that's just an absolutely amazing formula. So if you're in the market for something more of a really heavy, you have a lot of coverage for going out at night, doing an event, something special where you want a lot of coverage and you want to wear that heavy makeup, I definitely recommend the Stay Matte by Rimmel. And again, it stays matte, so just to let you guys know really quick that if you're looking for a flawless finish with some shimmer, a little bit of your natural skin tone coming through, a natural shine, this is not going to be the foundation for you, because this is coverage. That is it for my top 5 drugstore foundations. These are my foundations that I keep up front in my drawer that I just absolutely love. I think they are great products. They all have different aspects about them and they all have different textures about them that make them a great product. So I wanted to mention them all to you and tell you why I liked them and why they are so good. That way the next time you're in your drugstore, I hope it helps you out pick out which foundation you're looking for. That is it for this video. I hope you all have an absolutely amazing day. I really appreciate you coming to my channel and viewing my videos. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I love you guys to death, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys!